preparation. It was now the start of the second week in June, and her 7th grade school year was nearing the end. Grace turned 13 in February. Her relationship with God was only a few months old, and her spiritual battles became easier and easier to deal with. She remained uninvolved with social activities, church, or anything outside of school and home routines, and an occasional visit with Grandma and Grandpa Moore. These were all the opportunities Grace had while living with Ellen, but she didn't mind the slow pace. It was then that she finally was awakened and regenerated in spirit, in order that she would see, know, and hear God calling her unto salvation, to be born again in spirit, to be saved. That calling was irresistible, and she answered it. In a couple days, Grace would go back to Arizona to live with her mom, Joy. And she thought about it. She wondered how she would react to going back home to her mother's house. Was someone going to be waiting for me to carry out the awful plans when I get back to Arizona? It's been 6 months. They probably gave up, so probably not. Certainly the people involved didn't follow me here. I know that for a fact. Fear followed me, though. I couldn't run away from fear. With God, I faced fear, and God delivered me from it. I know that God is with me no matter where I am. He's helped me get rid of being afraid. He's helped me overcome and be at peace. I can go back to Arizona and be at peace too. Fear followed me to Oregon, but now that I have God, He will always be with me wherever I go. I will continue what I've learned here, and God will be my protection, my help, my peace, just like He is here. In Oregon, fear for life was diminished down to nothing. Fear and deception tried to collaborate and come up with their new purpose and tactic against Grace, and became fear of the unknown. But it didn't work. Grace knew God would be with her, whether here, there, or anywhere. Grace was triumphant in Oregon, and she was determined to be triumphant in Arizona too. Grace excitedly thought about going to church again. This time she had a real relationship with God Himself. The thought of being part of His church brought much anticipation. Being able to learn and grow in spiritual matters and have the Bible taught to her gave her confidence that she would find success in the unknown future. This also dispelled fear, calling out the unknowns and the what-ifs. She didn't read much of the Bible in Oregon herself. The big book overwhelmed her, so sitting in on Bible teachings was something she craved the most. It was a hunger that she never had before, a hunger not in body, but in soul and spirit. She was excited knowing that God had a real purpose for her and that she could start functioning in whatever role God put her in. A role she didn't feel there was an opportunity to fulfill with her dad. Church had a whole new meaning and purpose for Grace's life. As Grace prepared for her return to Arizona, she was granted strength by remembrance. She remembered God's faithfulness and where He'd brought her from. She remembered how powerfully He had acted on her behalf in such a short time, when she was the only Christian around, when it was just her and God.